What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing today? All right, fresh out of work. I wasn't able to get a video to y'all yesterday, but I ain't making no excuses today. So jumped in the car and about to get it going. So I figure I'd talk about 5 career paths that young people could consider taking that don't necessarily want to go to college. So while I'm not necessarily advertising or advocating for someone to not go to college, but at the same time, college is not for everybody. And I feel like sometimes in the public school systems they make you feel like if you don't go to college you're going to be a failure or something, and that's not the case at all. So I'm gonna run down 5 career paths you could consider to pursue that you will still be able to make a good living for yourself. So number 5 would be, and they in no particular order, they just kind of how I came up with them. So number 5 would be the transportation field. You got CDL and non-CDL. So for example, CDL would be, your class A. You got, big trucks, and then you could go hazmat and different areas in that field. You got class B, which would be like city buses and dump trucks. Each of those career paths, you'll be able to run up a good amount of money for yourself. So non-CDLs, you got your FedEx. Who else in there? You got FedEx, UPS, and UPS just recently, over the last probably like 2 years, they gave their workers some type of increase, and UPS is really getting to it right now. So you definitely, if you want to drive, you might want to consider them. And then if you want to go non-CDL, you got your box trucks and little vans. So box trucks, you could get contracts and then run contracts for different companies. You can get contracts with Amazon and different companies to pretty much start a work for a box truck company, or possibly start your own box truck company. Boom. So what I said, minivans. What else we got? Long story short, there's always going to be money on the road. 70+% of every product you see was on a truck or some means of transportation at some point in time. So it's always going to be money on the road. Transportation is a multi-billion-dollar business. You just got to find out how to squeeze you some juice up out of it. All right, so that's number 5. Number 4 would be exterior property services, and by that I mean, 1, landscaping. So landscapers can run up a good little bag. You could work for a company, or you could do it yourself. Start small, get a lawnmower, or if you got more resources, you could get you a nice little commercial machine and run it up doing landscaping. Another exterior cleaning service would be power washing. So power washing over the last couple years kind of exploded in popularity. And you seeing the power wash companies popping up everywhere. However, it's still a large market, I feel like, for people to start power washing companies or get into a power washing company and kind of make a good little living for themselves doing that. So those also ones to consider. Landscaping and power washing, there's always going to be good money in that, because people always going to want their property looking in some type of way, and then looking presentable. And then also some cities got codes where they can't just have it looking crazy. Some, not all, but some, it'd be a lot of places be looking crazy. But for the most part, people, if they invest in property, they want it looking presentable. So that's where you could come in and make some money for yourself. So that's maintaining the outside of property. And then once you go to the inside of property, that's gonna lead me to number 3, which would be getting a trade. So you got plumbing, electrical. Well, let's start plumbing. All real estate property, anywhere that's getting developed, gonna need a plumbing system. We ain't gotta spend too much time on it. That's just, I feel like, cut and dry. There's always gonna be money in plumbing. People always gonna have to use the bathroom, man. People always gonna have to use the bathroom, man. And they gonna stop that shit up here and there. They gonna, blow that shit up, and somebody gotta come through and take care of that, and it might be you, and you can run up a nice little bag for yourself. Then you got electrical, let there be light. You always gonna need electrical systems when in all types of properties and different places. That's a good skill to have. Plumbing and electrical is never gonna go out of style. They ain't gonna be able to just come up with some AI shit that's just gonna be able to, maybe eventually years and years down the road, but not in our time. So that's a good option. If you feel like college per se is not necessarily for you, jump in one of these trade schools, get that skill, get in a nice apprenticeship, work for somebody that got the experience, that got the knowledge, obtain that from them. Be humble, be willing to learn, and I'm pretty sure it'll pay off. Next will be HVAC. So you got plumbing, electrical, and HVAC. So we went from number 4 being outside of property and real estate, which would be the landscaping and the power washing, the upkeeps. Then once you go on the inside, that's number 3, which would be, your skilled trades. That's the electrical, plumbing, and HVAC. All 3 of those you could run up a bag with. It ain't no reason not to. And especially I feel like if you a female, I feel like with those being male dominated industries, you really could run up a bag. If you a female and you good with your hands, I definitely feel like you should consider taking up one of these trades. And also carpentry. Can't forget about carpentry. Being able to paint a good wall, lay some floor, remodel a bathroom, being able to work with your hands, you're gonna always be able to make some money for yourself. So that's also something to consider. So number 2, I got mechanic. So you got your regular mechanic skills, but I feel like if I was to advise somebody to pursue mechanics, I would suggest that they possibly look into being some type of specialized mechanic. So a diesel mechanic, they work on like 18-wheelers, dump trucks, all the commercial vehicles that I mentioned early from number 5. So learn how to service those vehicles and you'll be able to make some good money. So instead of doing brakes on a car, that's good too if you could make some money doing that, but learn how to do them on a bigger vehicle. So being a diesel mechanic, or even like if you worked on like motorcycles or like small engines, like home goods stuff, like snow blowers, lawn mowers. Like if you able to fix those, because people always going, like homeowners gonna always need these machines operable throughout these different seasons. So if you could be some type of specialized mechanic within these realms, you'll always be able to make some good money, I feel like, in my opinion. All right, so next one we got after that is digital marketing. And I say digital marketing because I feel like in the times we in, you need to know how to market yourself digitally. You know what I mean? So that and SEO. So that I feel like that goes into content creation. You know, no matter what you're trying to do, you got to be able to put it on the internet and market it that way somehow, like, you know, or you're gonna be leaving money on the table. So I feel like if you could, you know, gain that skill, and, you know, learning how to the SEO stuff, learning how to get businesses to rank higher on Google so they could get more traffic to themselves. You could go to, you know, all the mom and pop shops around your area and be able to go to them, like, you know, I see, you know, you got Facebook, but you don't got Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that. You know, I could come by and I could, you know, record some short videos for you and put some cool text on it, and, you know, really make it look cool for you. And I really feel like it'll drive some traffic to your business. And I feel like any young person who good with you know, the social media stuff can easily transition that over to learning, you know, the ins and outs. You know, I'm not too versed in it, so I don't know how to talk about it in great detail. However, I know if you can do social media good, you can find somebody who can't do it good and charge them a fee so they can make more money for it. And so social media is important to all businesses nowadays. So you know, I feel like that's something businesses will be willing to invest in themselves. You know, so yeah, I figure I'd get that quick one in for y'all. You know, let me know what y'all think. I'm pretty sure some good ones that I left out. I might even make another part or version to this video, but I'm gonna see how this one do. But I feel like the ones that I mentioned was pretty cool for the most part. Leave a comment on, you know, some ones that you think I should have mentioned, and then, you know, we'll revisit it later on. But for now, that's my time. Y'all have a good one.